Please welcome to the stage Scott Henderson with his documentary story.
Every culture has an origin story, and this site is the heart of the monster. It's the story where the people of Nimi tribe came into the world. It's the story that connects the individual to the group, the past to the present to the future. And as we've been dealing with this riddle, these words have helped kind of serve as clues to me of a woman who was a child who fled Azerbaijan with her family from Armenia when she was the same age as her son was when COVID hit. Life creates the conditions conducive to life. Now, in the years before COVID, my life had hit some bumps. I lost a marriage of 15 years. I actually buried my grandparents and became an empty nester. Left a company only to have it go away in 10 months. And at the same time, I lost an almost relationship. So when the world stopped, I felt like I had a head start on when the world turned upside down, right? And as we all were hunkering down, I thought to myself, what could I do? And I went inward on the advice of my friend Brian Dixon. And then I was living the mantra my father taught me when I was going through my divorce of chop the wood, carry the water, focus on the habits that matter, that sustain life. And as we were connecting with text messages and phone calls and many Zoom happy hours with exes and friends that we hadn't seen in a while, we were living this mantra, this Irish mantra, of a burden shared is a burden halved. And I became to realize that I actually had something to offer the world. I could be a light of hope and encouragement, just like my friend Gustavo was, because we've been through this storm before. Then 8 minutes and 46 seconds, where we could not avert our eyes from the ancient wounds that we had anymore. And all of a sudden, people from places I didn't expect were going out in the street to just express their feelings. And I wanted to go see this for myself without any filter. I wanted to go out into the world without the media. And the reality is I had to go pick up my son's stuff out in Oregon that my friend Trolls Adrian had put in his garage. And that's where the idea kind of planted in my head. It was like, why don't I trace these historical trails of when human beings faced great challenges before so that I could evoke hope. I reached out to my friends that I'd worked on a lot of collaborations over the years, and I thought, tell me if I'm crazy. And they said, you're not crazy enough. You need to go bigger. Alvaro Serrano told me from Colombia, you can do better than this. Think bigger. And so I did. And all of a sudden, I had a friend, Daniel Roberts, send me equipment and offered post-production. I had 118 people come forward and donate out of their own pocket to help me on this documentary. And they gave me more than their money. They actually gave me their connections so that I could actually go and create a real-time documentary, having never shot my own documentary before. I put a trail out there. They gave me people. They gave me places. They gave me ideas. And even Sean Taylor and Jack Stuckey helped me build a website where I could click a button and you could see where I was in real time and compare it to the data sets of that state. David Seeney gave me the wisdom of when I'm listening to these stories of the 36 people, mostly strangers, I had to honor their truth, even if that truth conflicted with my truth. And the burden was heavy when people like Shelley, first time she was unloading all the emotions, just letting someone know. I had to carry that with me and figure out, how do I make sure this story gets out? I had to drive that car. I had to shoot every film, every second of that film. But I was never alone on that trip. I had friends like Rebecca Daly, and you might know her, Jessica Matthews Kennedy, was in the film but also helped me review film clips while I was driving. I was never alone. My son even reached out to the press corps and got a bunch of TV and newspaper hits for us. Aspiring journalism student. And as I was assembling this collective story, I started finding pieces of my own story again by the bonds I renewed with friends and family that I had seen on that trip. And it was in those moments that I realized we only can really find who we are as individuals in relationship to others. We can only find ourselves in relationships to others. So as we emerge out into this world again and slay this monster, what is the story that we're going to tell that connects the individual to the group and bridges the past to the present and makes way to the future? Thank you.